Right, so this is just a short clip just to explain to you the format of the first exam. So this is a past paper. Obviously, that date's already gone. That's not your exam date. Yours is the 17th of May in the afternoon. So probably 1 until 3 in that afternoon. So if I just shrink the page a little bit, as you can see then, it's just a generic exam paper front with your instructions at the bottom. The key thing that you should be looking at here though is the fact that it wants you to answer 4 questions. So you've got to make sure that 4 have been answered there as a result. So you've got 2 options really in that sense. You either do 2 from section A and then 2 from section B, or you do 3 from section A and 1 from section B. Now that is completely your choice. You don't need to follow a set one. I suppose it just depends on what the questions are. Okay, so let's just have a look then at the required exam. Right, so as you can see here then, this is the first part of your exam paper and it has 5 questions. You need to at least answer 2 of those questions in order to succeed. Right, so first of all then, you've got part A and part B. So that's why it takes you 2 hours, because you've got 4 questions, 30 minutes per question. Right, on this side then, because you've only currently done about a third of the course, it's only possible for you to answer question 5 on this side. And as you can see, question 5 is asking you about arrest, but it's asking you powers of arrest and limitations that are there as well. So you would need to include all 5 aspects of arrest that you would normally write, but you need to make sure you've done something on powers and something on limits in every single paragraph. Part B, discuss the extent to which the police powers have become excessive. So you're looking at a PH there. Okay, to discuss that they're not excessive, why they're not excessive, develop that, and then change it to a however. But actually, they can be seen as excessive because in order to get your marks. So you could technically have a go at question 5, but nothing else on here for now because you've not got that far. So let's look at section B then. Right, so section B only has 2 questions, 6 and 7. And you need to at least answer 1 of them, depending obviously what you've done from the other side. Now actually you've done both of these, so technically you could attempt both. So question 6 is looking at the aims of sentencing and factors that are taken into account. But as you can see, the important bit there is it wants mitigating factors and it wants the other 3 aims. It already tells you reparation, so it only wants the other 3: punishment, reduction of crime, and of course protecting the public. So you need to do those 3 in depth. And then you would just need to do the mitigating factors, things that are a plus for the defendant. Okay. Then you've got a scenario, Harry and Elizabeth actually. So this is a scenario that's got 2 defendants, and what you're required to do there is to make sure you discuss what factors are taken into account. I'd probably also maybe link that to aims as well, and then make sure you give some form of appropriate sentence as a result. Okay, as always, a minimum of 4 replied points and a conclusion. Also, you need to mention Harry and Elizabeth when you're quoting, especially because it's 2 separate defendants, so it's even more important really that you do that. And then your final question then is about the appeals. So describe the different ways in which the prosecution and the defence can challenge a decision of the Crown Court. So your key things there, the fact the prosecution, the defence, and it's the Crown Court. So you're doing your diagram from the Crown Court at the bottom to the Court of Appeal, up to the Supreme Court, up to the ECHR, but you need to do both sides. So you've not only got the prosecution side, but you've got the defence side as well. They both need to be in depth for that, just from the Crown Court. Then you've got your scenario. So your scenario is picking on Crown Court appeals. So that's actually going to help you because you will have filled in the defence side on your diagram. And as always, just see above, making sure you've got 4 applied points and a conclusion at least, and keep mentioning George in order to succeed there. So you've seen the layout of the exam. So 7 questions, you need to answer 4. It's a 2-hour paper, 30 minutes per question. You would either do both of these and then 2 questions from section A, or you do 3 from section A and 1 of these. Okay, so that's the format of the exam discussed. Just ask any questions to your current law teacher if you've got anything else that you'd like to know. Thank you.